List of things that irritate me. This is a video I've made several versions of in the past, and I'll just warn you in case you look for them. They're a lot stranger than this one will be. Just warn you, if you go back that far on YouTube, you'll find some weird stuff, and some of those videos will be what you find. But somebody requested last night on the live show that I do an updated version of this things that irritate me video. Shout out to Slim Shady Canes for the excellent suggestion. So that's what I'm gonna do. A brand new list today. Things that irritate me.
I'm really, really mad.
She's really mad today.
I'm really, really mad.
But if you take some slow breaths, your mad will go away.
Good morning, and that's Uncle Lou here. Yep, that's right. It's me, Uncle Lou, and I'm live for you on YouTube today. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it also. And too, in addition to that as well, subscribe and hit the thumbs up button. Thank you. Okay, list of things that irritate me. If I'm going to do an updated version of this list, I don't really know where else to start. Now, all of these won't be football related, but some of them will. And I have to start with this one. This shouldn't really be a surprise to anyone that's been paying any attention, not just to this channel, but just college football in general. Who have they played? This whole who have you played thing has just gotten completely out of hand and ridiculous in the world of college football. And maybe this happens in other sports too, and I just don't follow those sports closely enough to realize it or understand it. But the whole who have you played thing is irritating as hell for a whole bunch of reasons. I don't understand. Aren't you capable as a football fan of watching a team play and being able to tell, for the most part, if they're pretty good or not? Aren't you able to tell that? Did you just start watching football right before you clicked on this video? I don't understand. Why do you need to see Alabama play Ohio State to tell if one of those teams is good or not? I mean, I can't figure. You can watch Alabama warm up and tell they're a pretty good team, can't you? This whole who have you played and tough competition, I understand the need for that if you're trying to differentiate or separate between maybe equally good, not good, or great or bad teams. Like I can understand maybe not knowing who's better right now between maybe Georgia and LSU or Bama and Ohio State or Clemson and Oklahoma. I completely understand, I mean, obviously people will have an opinion on who's better, but I don't understand why you need to see certain teams play each other for you to have a general idea of if a team is even good or not. It's just ridiculous. Can't you? Box score fan. It's like these people have to get up in the morning and look at box scores to figure out which teams are good or not. Can't you watch football and figure out who's good? But who have they played? And this is just the amount. And I'm going to use Georgia fans as an example. A lot of you that have been watching for a while know. Listen. I'm a Georgia fan. I love the Georgia Bulldogs. And there are fans from every fan base that are completely retarded. But when I feel like Georgia, the team, or Georgia, the fans, are doing something ridiculous, I'm just as quick to point that out as I am any other team or fan base. And this whole obsession that a very large percentage of Georgia fans have with Justin Fields is totally tied to this whole, who have they played? But who have they played? Oh, Justin Fields has 19 touchdowns, no interceptions, is completing 70% of his passes, and has over 1,000 yards through 4 games. That's great, Lou, but can I ask you something? Who had they played? Have you not watched any? It just makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. I don't understand why, because Ohio State has, the best teams they've played is what? Indiana and Cincinnati, means that somehow you can't tell if they're good, or you can't tell if Justin Fields is good. 19 touchdowns, no interceptions through 4 games. I mean, as Georgia fans, we think Jake Fromm is the greatest QB in history. The guy's never had more than 27 or 28 touchdowns in an entire year. Justin Fields is liable to exceed that in the next couple of games. I mean, yeah, Justin Fields is just good. Now, you can argue whether how good he is or how great he is or how he might perform against certain defenses or whatever. But this idea that he's not good, or you need to see him play against somebody with a good defense, Wisconsin, Michigan, Michigan State, Alabama, Clemson, Georgia, Auburn, whatever. This idea that you can't tell that a team or a player is good until they play someone else that you think is good is just absolutely ridiculous. It makes you sound like a casual fan, that you're not capable of watching a football team play or watching players play and come to a conclusion on your own about whether or not that team is good or that player is good. Georgia fans think Nolan Smith is amazing. I agree. He didn't hardly play against Notre Dame, so what are you basing that on? I mean, I don't understand. And it's beyond irritating. You know what else irritates the hell out of me? Going through the drive-thru, and this probably irritates everybody. You go through the drive-thru, you have to order. That's a whole ordeal because half the time they can't hear you. You can't hear them. I mean, it sounds like they're talking to you through an old flip-flop or something. So you finally get all that straightened out. Then you pull around to the first window where you pay, and they always ask you what you ordered again, I guess to make sure you're paying the right amount or whatever. Then you pull up to the regular window where you're supposed to get the food, and what do they say? Sir, can you pull up into spot number 1 and wait? We'll be right out with your order. First of all, no. Uncle Lou never pulls up, ever. I tell him no straight up. And if you want to try this, it's really easy to do. When you're sitting in your car and they open up the thing, the first thing they'll do is they'll look off to the side before they even start talking to you. And that's when you know it's coming. They look off to the side. Sir, would you mind pulling up right over? And here's what I do. I look over at them and I say, no, I'm not going to pull up. I'm just going to wait right here. And then I turn right back around and I just stare out of the front of my car. I don't look at them. If you keep looking at them after you say it, it's like you're waiting on them to argue with you back, and they will. If you just say, nope, not pulling up, just going to wait right here, and then turn right back around and just stare forward, the drive-through person will sit there and look at you like they've never been told that before, and chances are they haven't. But they'll sit there and they'll look at you for a minute, but they won't say anything. They'll just look at you. And you know how when you can feel somebody staring at you, that's what it's going to feel like. And it feels uncomfortable the first couple of times you do it. But trust me, just do it. No matter what, 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, hands on the wheel. No, I'm not going to pull up. I'm just going to, I'll just wait right here. And you'll feel them staring at you. Don't look at them. Don't look at them out of the corner of your eye. Just straight ahead. Pull your cell phone out. Start playing Candy Crush or trolling on Facebook. Don't look at them. They'll stare at you for a second, then they'll close the window. Now, it's not over. 5 seconds later, the manager will come to the window. And a lot of times you'll hear the first worker slam the window closed because they're pissed off, and you'll hear them yell, "This guy says he ain't pulling up." Don't look in the window. Straight 10 o'clock, 2 o'clock, stare straight ahead. Do not look into the window. If you look into the window, you are giving them permission to come back out and argue with you some more about pulling up. Now, sometimes the manager will come to the window, and it's funny because every time they do, they act like they're the first one to ask you to pull up. Like it's like they ignore the fact that 10 seconds ago, the other worker already asked you to pull up and you already said no. They pretend that never even happened. They come, they open the window, and they say the exact same thing. Sir, your order is going to be ready in just a few minutes, but if you could just pull up over there into spot number 1, I do the same thing. No, I already told the other lady I'm not pulling up. I'm just going to wait right here. Thank you. And it never fails. Within 10 or 15 seconds, they have your food. It's amazing how that works. I don't understand it. Now, there are a few times where they will try some other things. Like they'll say, well, sir, the people behind you's food is ready, and we're still waiting on your quarter pounder. So if you could just pull up so we can give them their food. And you know what I tell them? I say, well, if you have to come outside, then just take them their food back there, because I'm not pulling up. And you guys know the reason you don't pull up, right? If your food is going to be ready in 30 seconds, they're going to ask you to pull up. How long is it going to be before they bring it out there? 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes? They make you wait out there a lot longer than what it actually takes to finish preparing whatever you ordered, because they're going to continue serving the people that come through the line. And then when they get around to it, when they feel like it, when it happens to dawn on them, oh, we had this guy pull over and he's an idiot and actually did it, we better take his food out to him. So sometimes they'll say that, well, the person behind you just tell them, nope, if you got to come outside anyway, then you can just take the people's food, that's behind me, since it's already ready. But I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait right here. Now, anytime they ask you to pull up and it's raining, then, you can be the hero there. You know what? I don't want you to have to walk out into rain like that. I'm just going to sit right here and wait. Thank you. And you don't look and you don't say anything, period. It's really that simple. Now, they have a new thing that they're trying at the McDonald's here. I don't know if this is everywhere or what, but if you order a quarter pounder now at McDonald's, apparently they cook it right away, which they should be cooking all the food right away. So thanks for letting us know that everything else we order has been sitting around for some amount of hours waiting on someone to order it. Thanks for letting us know that. But their new thing now is that quarter pounders are made fresh to order. So anytime you order a quarter pounder now, they're going to ask you to pull up. And they don't mind telling you it's because they're ordering the quarter pounder fresh, or making the quarter pounder fresh to order. And you just have to handle it the same way. Because they're going to say, they're not going to tell you all that about the quarter pounder. They're just going to ask you to pull up. You have to do exactly what I said. No, I'm just going to wait right here. Thank you. Then they're going to tell you the thing about the quarter pounder. Well, sir, we're now preparing our quarter pounders fresh to order. We don't even make them until they're ordered, so it takes a few minutes. So if you could pull, that's great. I mean, I'm glad my quarter pounder is going to be fresh, but like I said, I'm just going to wait right here. I don't want you to have to walk all the way out there. It's dangerous for you to be walking through the parking lot. I'm just going to wait right here. The other thing is, if there's ever another car waiting, then that's the excuse you'll go to. Well, no, you already got one person waiting up there. Now you're going to have me pull up there and wait, and the next person behind me is not going to have anywhere to pull up and wait. So they're going to have to wait at the window, which means they're going to get their food first, and I'm not falling for that banana in the tailpipe routine, so I'm going to just sit right here and wait. So that's what you have to do. But it is irritating, and sometimes if they do, every once in a while, you'll get one that'll argue back with you. But I'm telling you, 99% of the time, if you just go, nah, I'm good, I'm just going to wait right here, I don't want you to have to walk over there, they won't say anything at all. They'll just close the window. 5 seconds later, the manager comes, says the same thing. You handle it the same way. Look back straight ahead again. 30 seconds later, you're pulling off with your food. No problem. Every once in a while, you'll get somebody that wants to argue with you. And you just have to be firm and stand your ground. And you just have to tell them, look, I'm not pulling up. I'm obviously in a hurry, okay, because I came through the drive-through, okay? If I wanted to sit and wait, I'd be at Logan's or Applebee's or T-Bone's or whatever. I'm not here to wait. I'm not pulling up and waiting. I didn't come inside and you can send me to a chair to sit down. No, I'm through the drive-through because I'm obviously in a hurry and don't have a lot of time. So I'm going to sit right here. And whenever my food is ready, whether that's 10 seconds from now or 45 seconds from now or 5 minutes from now, I'll be sitting right here. So but you have to be firm with them. Don't give in. Don't pull up. Never, ever, ever pull up. And the fact that they would even ask you to pull up when you're in the drive-thru, knowing you're in a hurry, is irritating. You know what else irritates me to no end? Well, a lot of comments in the comment section irritate me to no end, but one of the ones that irritates me the most, I already talked about who have they played, which is just the stupidity level of the who have you played is through the roof. But the other one that really, really irritates me is what all this guy does is talk about whatever team, right? Doesn't matter what video I make. Now, sometimes it's a video specifically about a certain team, right? But a lot of times it's just a video, like a preview or prediction video, where I talk about 10, 15, 20, 25 different teams sometimes when I do these preview and prediction videos. And if I say anything negative about a team in there, I'll get a comment, Florida State, whatever, Miami, I'll get a comment. All this guy does is talk about Florida State. This guy's a closet Florida State fan. This guy said Willie Tiger knows all he does is talk about Florida State. No, That's all you hear. That's not all I talk about. That's just completely ridiculous. I talk about all kinds of teams, okay? There's nothing special about your team. Just because I happen to mention them for 5 seconds in a video that was 20 minutes long doesn't mean all I do is talk about my team. No. This guy just hates my team. No, your team is just terrible. That doesn't mean I hate them. What's wrong with you? And sometimes the teams are good and they still say I hate them. This guy make joke about Ohio. This guy just hates Ohio State. There's no other explanation. He just hates Ohio State. Why would I hate Ohio State? Why? I see this a lot of times in my ranking videos. This guy just hates Florida. That's all it is. He's just, look at this Georgia fan. Just hates Florida. That's why he don't have Florida in the top 10. That's why. Does that mean I love all the other teams that are in the top 10? Like, oh, man, I love Alabama. That's why. I'd love to see that comment one day. Look at this Georgia fan. He loves Alabama. He's got Alabama at number 2. Gump lover. It's irritating. Listen, Florida State is a dumpster fire team. What are you, 2-2? You lost to Boise State. You lost to Virginia. You should have lost to Louisiana Monroe. That doesn't mean I hate you. That means you're a terrible team. And it definitely doesn't mean all this guy does is talk about my team. That's it. If these comments were true, all he does is talk about my team, then that would mean that all I ever did was talk about every team. You want to hear something that really irritates me? When you talk about any player or any coach even, you say anything bad about a player or a coach or negative or criticize a player or a coach in any way, you always get some comments that go something like this. This guy thinks he can do better. Look at this couch coach. Does this guy think he can do better? Hey, Lou, I don't see you coaching college football. Hey, Lou, I don't see you playing college. I don't see you playing quarterback in college, Lou. So do you think you're better, Lou? You think you're better? Is your basis for what is acceptable or what is good for a college level coach or quarterback or running back or whatever position, is your baseline for what is good better than Lou? Like that's how you judge a college football player? Like you watch somebody play and you go, this guy's not that good, but he's better than Lou. So, I have no problems. I don't understand. This guy never played. This guy ain't no. Look at this guy talking about quarterback. Never played quarterback, I bet. But he never played. I know he didn't play. This guy. Oh, you just should hire. Georgia should hire this guy as a coach since he knows everything. Having an opinion doesn't mean you think you know everything. It means you have an opinion. This stuff is getting out of hand with this. I guess this guy. Let me ask you something. Hey, unless you can do it better, then why don't you shut your mouth, Woo? Hey, Woo. Woo, you think you're better, Woo? Huh? You think you're better, Woo? Why don't you do it? You shut your mouth, Woo. Let me ask you a question, potato. Let me ask you something, retard. You ever seen a movie? You ever seen a movie that wasn't any good? Have you ever seen a movie that wasn't any good and then after you watched it went, that movie wasn't any good? Have you ever directed a movie? Have you ever starred in a movie? Have you ever written a movie? Oh, I guess you can't have no opinion on movies. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Said Godfather 3 was no good. I bet he's never acted in a movie. Probably never written a movie either. Or directed one. Idiot. Why does he have an opinion on movies? He thinks he's a movie star. Look at him. What about politics? You got any opinions on politics? When was the last time you held political office? Don't be stupid. Oh, unless you can do it better, you didn't say nothing about the quarterback. Shut up! You ever get home from the grocery store, put all your groceries up, weekend comes around, Sunday morning maybe. You know what? I'll make a good breakfast this morning. You get your bread or your biscuits out, your bacon, whatever, hash browns, whatever. You get your eggs out. You start cooking. You get everything out. You go and you open up your brand new carton of eggs that you just bought, and one egg is cracked. What do? I throw the whole damn thing away. That's irritating. I don't know if you have to do that. I don't know. I don't know of any reason why one cracked egg would ruin the other 11 or 17 if you're one of these idiots that buys eggs in the 18 packs. I don't know, but for whatever reason, when I open up the eggs, if there's one cracked in there, none of them are any good to me, in my opinion, because what I think when that happens is, well, these eggs have been sitting around way too long, obviously, if one of them is cracked, because why would an egg be cracked? Why would just one? Now, first of all, if you drop, we've all gotten home and they're all cracked or something. It's obvious what happened. Somebody squeezed them, somebody dropped them, whatever the case may be, and they're just completely ruined. But when there's one cracked egg, there's only one explanation for that. Those eggs were sitting around way too long and the chicken done came out. Vegans are irritating, aren't they? Now, first of all, let me say this. I don't care what anybody eats. I could care less. You want to spend your whole life eating nothing but green beans or whatever? That's fine. I don't care. I honestly don't. I don't care what you eat. You could eat nothing but Wish sandwiches, right? Where you have two pieces of bread and wish you had something to put in between them. I honestly don't care what anybody eats. The difference is between that and vegans do care what you eat, don't they? I don't care. Listen, vegan lady, because it's usually a lady. Listen, vegan lady, I don't care, okay? You can eat green beans or tofu or veggie burgers. I honestly don't care, okay? What I care about is you treating me like shit because I'm eating a big piece of red meat. I can eat whatever I want, same as you can. Lady, not everybody wants to go their whole life without eating meat, okay? You can, and I don't. The reason doesn't matter. Okay, I don't care about your health reasons that you have. I don't care about the cruelty to animal thing. No, the deer don't have guns. I'm not even a hunter. I don't even care about that. Okay, if I want to eat something, I'm gonna eat it. And if you want to eat something or not eat something, I don't give two hoots or a holler. But you don't see me breathing down your neck, lady, about what you are and aren't eating. I don't understand why vegans think it's their mission in life to shame people who aren't vegans. It's beyond ridiculous. This is the new, it's like religion, right? It's like religious people who are constantly beating you over the head with the Bible. You better do this. You better stop doing that. You better do this. You better do that. Don't cut your hair. Don't get a tattoo. Don't eat fish. Don't do this. Face east. All this kind of different weird crap. And I feel, and it's the same thing. Do whatever you want. Okay? I don't care what religion you are. Okay? I honestly don't. And you shouldn't care which religion anyone else is either. Leave people alone about what they eat. Vegans, it's not a religion. Stop treating it like one. It's irritating. Commercials are irritating in general. I think we can all agree on that. Now, they're becoming less irritating as time goes on with the advent of things like DVR, on-demand programming, and things like that. But everyone would agree that commercials are generally irritating. And even if the only live TV you watch anymore is sports and maybe news, which other than sports and news, I can't think of anything else you would have to watch live, some amount of commercials are unavoidable, right? But there's one type of commercial in particular that just irritates the hell out of me every time I see one. And it's the prescription medication commercials. Specifically the ones that tell you to tell your doctor to give you that medication. That's not the way it's supposed to work. You don't go to your doctor and tell them which medicine to give you. That's completely backwards. Medicine companies should not even be able to advertise on TV at all. There's no reason. Maybe over-the-counter stuff, right? Tylenol, whatever for cold, whatever. But prescription medication should not be advertised on TV. You've got no business walking into your doctor's office, filling out 19 pages of paperwork, showing them your insurance card for the 111th time, and then walking into the doctor's office and saying, look here, doc, I need these 3 medicines. Thank you. Why? Why does prescription medication companies need to be advertising to the consumer? It doesn't make any sense, and none at all. Why? You're going to the doctor because he's a doctor, and you're not. If you were a doctor, you wouldn't be there. You'd be at home with your own prescription pad, writing yourself Zoloft and Xanax and God knows whatever else these people are pumping themselves full of these days. And this is part of the problem. We're the most over-medicated society on planet Earth. It's like a contest. Who can take the most medications? You go out to eat, you'll see tables of people bragging about all the medicine they're on. That's like going, hey, I'm the sickest dumbass here. Part of the reason you're so sick is because of all that medicine. Mr. Smith, go to the doctor next Tuesday. This is the commercial. Go to the doctor next Tuesday and tell your doctor to give you whatever. And then at the end, this medicine may cause drowsiness, stomach pains, liver failure, may cause your knee to fall off, all this kind of stuff. But don't worry. Don't worry. The same company that makes that medication that you don't need, that's telling you to go into your doctor and demand that they give it to you with a list of side effects, right? You ever notice this? Every side effect that they name, guess who has a medicine to help you treat that side effect? That's right. That same pharmaceutical company. It's a genius business if you can get into it, right? It's a never-ending stream of revenue. Oh, your head hurts? Take this. It'll cure your headache. Now, it may cause ulcers. Don't worry. Take this ulcer medicine. Now, I know what you're thinking. This ulcer medicine could cause diabetes. Don't worry. Don't worry. Diabetes medicine. It's completely ridiculous. It's a giant contest who can be on the most medicine. Anyway, that's a general list of things that are irritating me lately. Let me know down below what irritates you, or what topics would you like to see covered in another list of things that irritates me video. Appreciate you guys watching. Try not to get too irritated, and have a great morning.